So this week we talked about the copyright laws in our module, and the first question asked which areas of the website surprised me the most about breaking the copyright laws or not meeting the fair use criteria. And to me, the copyright stuff I've never really learned too much about it before college, and I guess the part that surprised me the most was on the Code of Best Practices website, where it talked about from the Center for Social Media. And the thing that surprised me was when teachers were supposed to kind of cite the lessons as they went through them, where if they used a piece of information or if they used some form of media or some picture or something for their lesson, that they had to actually cite that and tell the students where they got that information or put the link or whatever they need for the site of where they got it. And that kind of surprised me because, I mean, we hear lessons all the time, and I'm sure the teachers don't have all of that information just in their brain. Chances are they had to research something to find that, so that surprised me that you're supposed to technically cite your lesson plans as you go through them. And then the other thing is when they kept saying stuff about where they could use, if they used a piece of media or a citation or whatever, a teacher's only supposed to use only what is necessary. And that kind of surprised me because you'd think that, like, if you could use a part of a video, then you could use all of it, or you could use whatever parts you wanted. But that surprised me that they had that in there many times of technically you're only supposed to use what is necessary to teach the students what you're trying to teach. And so I thought that was kind of weird that they measure that in a way, because chances are people just use the whole video anyway. Examples I've experienced with educators breaking the copyright laws or fair use policies. Well, like I said, in high school we never really talked about the copyright laws or anything, and we made PowerPoints and stuff all the time and just copy and pasted pictures, and we never really had to cite anything. The most we had to do was there was one teacher who would have us put the link of where we got the picture from, which mostly was a Google Images link, so it's not like it was the actual website. I would say that was the biggest copyright issue that I encountered in high school and everything. And then also about the news videos being reused, how, again, you can only use, quote, what is necessary and everything. And to me, with the question of is it a big deal, to me, I guess we probably don't see it as a big deal, but at the same time, I think it's, as educators, I think it's partly our job to teach students that it is important to follow the copyright laws because, I mean, it's just like any other law, and it's something that needs to be taken seriously, especially as they get older, and it makes you look more professional if you know how to cite something and if you know how to properly give credit to someone else if it's not your work or if it's not your original work that you've done. So I guess it's not a huge deal, but at the same time it is, if that makes sense. And I think, like I said, it's important that we as educators teach it as more of something that students just do without even thinking about it, because it's probably should be what's common for us to do rather than us having to go out of our way to get it done. On the fair use quiz, the questions that surprised me the most were the ones about, like I said, about the videos shown in class. And I thought it was weird that one of the examples was like a rental store lent a video each week to a school for them to use for like a reward system, and it said that that isn't legal. So I thought that was really weird. I just thought a lot of the examples were very off the wall. Like it didn't make sense to me that they were illegal, just because it didn't seem like it was that drastic of a situation. But like I said, those laws are there for a reason, and I think it's important that we tell students about them, at least make them aware of what's going on and how to address those in order to look more professional and have success with their research projects and everything. And that is all I have about this module. And I think the copyright laws, like I said, should be taken seriously, and I think we should implement them more in our education and our courses in order to really understand what they mean and why they're there.